Hello. Welcome into Gamesthetic episode 104. I'm Alex SparkE3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Whatever day you're watching, whether you're watching this live alongside of us or checking us out after the fact, we appreciate the hell out of you. And this is a very glorious day in the history of gaming because one of the greatest games in the history of gaming has come out of Hard Rock Sex 3D. It is at the top of the list on new and trending on Steam. Go check it out. Rate this game high. It has 25 positive reviews, and it looks incredible.
This is what happens when you show them something right before we start.
Hard Rock Sex 3D, baby. Go pick it up. It's only, $4.68 on sale right now. Let's go.
If you're endorsing it this much, I expect to see it in your purchase list coming up soon.
All right, hold on. I'll buy it right now.
About this next time you're on the show. I expect you to have matched this while you're gone.
Also, I want to shout out to the developer and publisher, Furry Tales. So, what else have they done? Oh,
of course.
For anybody, if anybody is wondering why this has come up randomly, Zach just saw it 2 minutes before we went live.
I went on Steam and I just threw out one of the random new and trending games. I'm just like, all right, Steam, what 18+ game do you got a new and trending today?
Okay,
and that was there.
Guys, this is the esteemed developers of Furry Cyberfucker 2. So please be aware of that. That's a big deal. They've also done Furry Hitler, Furry Sex Pirates, Furry Sex Poker, Nazi Furry.
What happened to the show, Zach?
Furry Cyber
He's
Sex.
apparently finally, and thank God, he's finally came out and he's joining the furry community.
No. That's not what we're doing. I was just looking at the developer.
On you to bring this up so that he could finally.
I didn't realize that's who the developer was. Okay, now we know. Now everyone knows.
And instead of backing out, you went, I'm gonna go for it.
Well, once I pulled it up, I felt like I had to shout it out. We already got this far with it. I had to talk about it.
You're the reason it's this far.
That is true. I am the cause. Yes. Well, listen. This is my last episode for the next 2 weeks because I'm gonna be gone. I have to do something stupid, more stupid than I normally do. The entire show is stupid because I host it, but that's not the point. I had to start off the show with something like this. Okay. But yes, I will not be here for the next 2 weeks. Next week, we will have a show. The boys are going to be holding it down. The week after, it's up to them. If you guys want to do a show, do a show. I don't care.
I guess we should figure something out for that, Zach.
We'll figure it out. We'll just do a live stream of playing freaking Omega Strikers. That'll work.
Do whatever. Whatever you guys want to do for the second Saturday. Next week, I'll have a script put together. If you guys go with it, cool. If you don't, I don't care. I'm going to be having a great time. I don't give a shit what you guys do, okay?
It went so great last time we did that.
Just do your own thing, man. I'm not fucked up about it. If you even want to get a guest on, get a guest on. The only thing I ask is just make sure you would do it all over Discord because if I have time, I might pop in and say hello. But it depends on if I have time or not. But do whatever you want. I don't care. Liking this video, we'd appreciate that, as well as subscribing to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. Also check us out at our website, SparkE3.com. Sign up for free. Join the Discord. Check out our sponsors like Rogue Energy, which is bringing cans soon. I don't know when they said they were revealing their flavor. Yeah. Let me look at that. They said they were revealing
their
first
flavor. They have yet to reveal
soon.
it yet.
No, they had a post like at the end of the week saying that they're excited it's happening, but they're not releasing what it is yet.
Yeah, they'll be releasing the can design soon, but other than that, we still don't got any flavors or exact dates.
Right, okay. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
I am too.
Never really had any of the canned energy drinks really, so I'm excited to try some of these. I've liked pretty much all the flavors really.
The only thing that I fear for the flavors they're gonna pick is I just fear they might pick like the blue raspberry or the black cherry because look, I understand that we're partnered with Rogue and everything, but that doesn't save them from criticism. They both taste like shit. They both taste like medicine, straight up. So I hope that's not going to be a couple can flavors. Every other flavor I've tried is great, except for those two.
That's solely from Alex. I mean, I'm okay with black cherry. I don't mind it.
I thought it tastes like medicine.
Raspberry yet.
I thought it tastes like medicine. Straight up.
I haven't tried either one of them. I'm sticking with my pink lemonade for right now.
I'm drinking a Rocket Pop at the moment. You can get some Rocket Pop as well with promo code SparkE3. Get 10% off. We appreciate that. Use referral link down below.
Strawberry kiwi.
Yeah, hey, that's a goated one. That one is so. Oh, that flavor is so damn good. Oh man, I love it.
The only one I haven't liked so far is the cherry limeade. I think it's just because the lime flavor is just too strong for me.
Yeah, it was pretty overpowering personally. So I feel that. Okay, so for today's episode, I'm gonna be very transparent. It's gonna basically be us kind of shooting the shit about a few games we've talked about. Let's be real though, realistically speaking, there was an unbelievable amount of massive gaming news come out this week, but the problem with it is, it doesn't like hardcore appeal to us personally. So we'll touch on it. We'll chat about it towards the end of the show, like GTA 6, Diablo 4, NVIDIA stuff. Like there's a lot of big things that happen, but it just doesn't hardcore appeal to us, you know. So we'll chat about it here towards the end of the show. Well, we chat about like DioField Chronicle, which came out. Omega Strikers came out last Friday. We played that, as well as Gundam Evolution, the Overwatch style Gundam game.
I don't want to talk about that.
We're gonna talk about Gundam.
I don't want to talk about that one.
John, do you want to come get bodied with me and Zach later?
Come
on, John.
I'll just go play some more Strikers.
Well, Strikers is fun. I'm down for that as well.
Omega Strikers.
Hey, Josh, how are you? GS Flavor win. That's true. We got to make that happen. Josh, since you're just now tuning in, I definitely recommend checking out the very beginning of this show, where we started off the show with a great conversation. I'm just warning you. I'm just letting you know. Great conversation to start the show. But yeah, we'll chat about stuff. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go. So I guess that's it. I'll go ahead and finally turn down the music. You know, we kind of go ahead and get into some stuff, I guess. Okay. Boys, where do we want to start? Do we want to start with DioField? We want to start with some Gundam, some Omega Strikers. Where do we want to start? With this ship?
Get Gundam out of the way.
All right,
I don't feel like it's gonna last that long.
John is fully against Gundam after that one evening.
It was
rough.
Brutal for me.
Rough,
it was brutal.
It was rough, yeah. Gundam Evolution. You know, this game popped up on all of our radars, like what, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I think.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, it's basically an Overwatch style Gundam game, which in theory sounds pretty cool. I mean, I feel like it's been a little bit since we've had a Gundam game. I could be wrong on that. I could have missed a Gundam game that's come out in the recent. Okay, it sounds about right. But either way, the concept of it sounded cool. You know, Overwatch style Gundam fighting, game, whatever, multiplayer game. But man, there is a curve on this. Because my gosh, we all went in there and we got bodied for like an hour and a half. Like it was brutal, absolutely brutal. Like there is a very clear skill gap in this. I feel like on the casual level, where even Zach pointed out, it's like, well, never need to go to rank because I know I'll just get bodied here. No point in even going any even higher. But I mean, like the gameplay itself is fun. The
gameplay itself
feels
and the different suits currently and their abilities are very well varied in different styles of gameplay and whatnot. I don't know. I mean, in Overwatch, I do okay. In this, I just run in like a 5-year-old child and get kicked in the face.
Look,
I think part of it is like we didn't really understand what a lot of the different suits were, and we don't at least me. I was not aware of how much damage output was going to be coming from some of these, which was a surprising amount.
Oh no, it feels like
every time. It's like I felt like I rounded a corner and then I was back in the respawn screen.
Oh, it feels like you're in Gundam because in Gundam you just see suits fucking exploding from very little action. That's very true in this.
This also helped me reaffirm the fact that, man, I never really got into Overwatch. I don't know, because I don't know. There was something about I never really put the time into it to really learn it or anything. So every match felt like what was happening when we were playing this, where it's like you run in, get a couple kills, get immediately blasted, go back. It's like you have one good life the entire match, and the rest of it is just walk to the fight and then walk back to the fight.
I think our big thing was though with us and any of our teams, none of us were actually grouping. We all just ran single file into them.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, let's go try to kill. Yeah, I mean, out of the three of us, I'm the most experienced Overwatch player, and I'm not like a top tier, like, oh my god, I'm so good, but I can hold my ground in Overwatch. Like, I have my characters that I'm pretty solid with, and I can put up some serious work. But man, even for me, like going into this game, I just got absolutely bodied. It wasn't even close. Like I did notice for various characters, it's like, okay, this character relates to kind of like this character, like the Reinhardt of the group or the Tracer of the group or whatever. Like I was kind of piecing things together that way, but even still, it's just like the Bastion of the group, the tank one that I played last night. I actually really liked playing the tank. That was fun.
Gun tank?
Yeah, that was entertaining. Spoken like a Winston main. False. I wish I was a Winston main, but I am not. I am not. I feel like Winston's weapon doesn't do that much damage, but like you, there's a certain special way to play Winston. I don't have that down yet. Now I was a warrior main, but then again that requires no skill. So there you go. That tells everything about me in playing Overwatch. Is that I played a no skill champion.
That makes no sense to me, but okay.
Already gone over my head.
Yeah. I don't know what Overwatch even is. I just know he's a big. Yeah, that is true. He's just a big monkey. Well, I mean, Josh, Overwatch 2 is about to be free to play here beginning of October. You should play with me because I'm gonna be playing. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. I'm actually getting more and more excited for Overwatch 2. But no, Gundam. I mean, like I said, there's just a large skill gap on this. I feel like it's just us. Our teams weren't grouping and just kind of trying to figure out the game. But like the gameplay itself does feel fun. It's a very interesting concept. And now it's at the point where it's just like now we're just going to see how things kind of continue to get balanced. Because Zach, when you told me, because you played it first, and whenever me and you were setting up to play, you told me it's like, yeah, there's some things that need to be balanced. I noticed that very, very quickly. Where it's like, okay, yeah, there are some things that need to get nerfed. A couple things that need to get. That's very, very. That's all games. That's how all games kind of kick off. There's going to be some balances to be made. I feel like once those balances get made, maybe we can kind of figure things out from there. The battle pass I noticed was kind of like you told me.
It was meh.
Yeah, it was meh, very meh. So that was kind of so hopefully we can get better, improving that department. Then also it's just going to be like, how long is this Steam community going to live before the consoles come out? Because the consoles come out like what, end of October?
Yeah.
I think it was October 30th, right?
I believe so.
So now it just comes down to like, how long is the community going to last? Kind of like that Dragon game that I played. Very fun gameplay. No community for the game. Zero. But very fun gameplay. Very, very fun.
I will say as well, it's like a couple things that even before I played the game, I had read some reviews and seen some notes on it, and then kind of experienced it a little bit where it is stuff that's being worked on, but like there's currently no reconnect feature for the match. So if you get disconnected or if the game crashes on you or anything like that, you cannot rejoin the match and you get a lever penalty, which
that happened to
from what I was reading stacks up.
Oh,
and it's like
stacks?
That happened. Well, it's like I was reading some where people were saying like the game crashed on them, they got a 30-minute lever penalty. Whereas
damn.
Oh my God.
For the first one, like my game crashed going into it, like going into, I think it was like Champ Select or something like that, where you're just picking your suit. My game crashed. I load back up and I got a 5-minute lever penalty.
Oh,
also,
man.
the console release is November 30th.
November. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna really come down if this Steam community is gonna live. Because like yesterday it was at like what, or the day before was like a 15K. So it's not terrible. But it's just like, is it gonna maintain itself? That's gonna kind of what it's gonna come down to. I'm kind of curious what it is right now. It is 20,000. That's good. That's good. Now it's just like, again, can we maintain this? That's gonna kind of be a big thing. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it is free to play, so that's also a big plus for people that want to, maybe think about checking it out. It's free to play. Just download it and give it a shot. I mean, like I said, gameplay itself is fun. It's just kind of get good, get good, because there's a lot of people that's just chilling and casual that already knows the ins and outs of this game and staying in casual.
Kind of just go in there and die until you don't, basically.
Yeah, just continue ramming your head into that wall. So. I don't know. We'll see. We'll continue to maybe check this game. I'll play with you, Zach, later. We'll go get bodied. John, come play with us. Get bodied with us.
I'll probably play Strikers instead.
I was about to say Strikers is starting to sound better after this conversation.
Yeah, Strikers is pretty fun. Let's go ahead and jump into that one then.
Yeah,
Omega Strikers.
Strikers is better than it should be.
Yeah, that's so true, man. Zach, why don't you lead off with this? And you're the one that started playing this game before the rest of us.
I had heard about this a couple weeks ago, because a buddy of mine in a different that I play like Rocket League and stuff with had started playing it and was telling me it was fun, but until I think Zach mentioned it, I was like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the best way I described it, because I couldn't remember the name forever, and it still slips in mind even when looking at it, I just called it air hockey with anime characters.
Accurate.
The way it was described to me from my other friend was like battle right air hockey. Yeah,
that would make sense too.
For the people that actually played battle right
before it died. So more or less, yeah, it's just 3v3 air hockey. You choose your character. Each character has a set of abilities. Some are better at positions than others, but you can just play anyone, any position. You have 2 forwards and a goalie. Yeah, and the puck spawns in one of 2 or 3 spots depending on which map you get, and your goal is to get 5 goals for the opponent. Or you get a game like me and John had last night, and you tie when the time runs out, and it just keeps going until someone gets 2 goals in a row.
Yeah.
The score was 9-11, Alex.
Oh man.
Yeah. I was playing earlier with a couple of my buddies, and he was telling me he had a game that went to I think 13-15,
Oh God.
which it's like playing against to that high of score. Man, that starts to get rough.
Yeah.
Because as the match your characters kind of level up throughout it and gain more stats and stuff, and the higher level they get, the more powerful the hits become, and then the puck is just flying back and forth constantly. It gets real fast.
Yeah.
But,
Anyone who's a Rocket League fan, I would definitely say probably check out Mega Strikers. It's top down versus full 3D. So, I mean, it still has a lot going on and whatnot. Just doesn't seem at it at first glance, but like what John was saying, like if you're rallying the puck back and forth real quick, that sucker starts flying.
yeah,
Because
it
like
gets.
there's a couple rallies I've had where the puck goes somewhere. I'm like, I don't even know where it is.
That's true.
Oh, there's
That's
there's
true.
times, especially because like it's like one of the characters I've been playing the most is Luna, and
Yeah.
her like ultimate ability is she drops like a nuke down on the field. It's like sometimes if I drop that nuke down, fucking coin flip where that damn puck's going. You won't know until it goes in someone's net or if it's stuck in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, and like I do just enjoy how you can just go in and just absolutely just body people as well. Because I was just like, what's his name? Is it Tofu? I guess.
Nubu?
Yeah, yeah, him. Yeah,
Ubu.
Yeah,
Nubu.
Tofu's on his belt buckle.
Okay, that's why. So I'm not completely crazy or thinking of Tofu. But yeah, I just enjoy him going in body people as well as edgy space dandy. That's literally I can't think of another way to describe X than edgy space dandy. You know,
I mean,
it's just
that is
just the way he talks, man. You know, the pomp does help. Yeah, that does help. But just the way he talks, that's literally edgy space dandy. God,
I
he does
mean,
so much
in
damage.
some games and some team comps, some people literally just play it to off somebody and then get a goal.
Hey, it works. And then you have John just dropping a nuke on the first play and killing like 2 people immediately.
Yep.
Hey, it works. That nuke's stupid.
Yep. It works. Because there was a game where I think it was me and you playing last night, Zach, where it's like the start of every round. They had like a forward
Oh
Asher.
yeah.
They had a forward Asher who every time the puck spawned on like the side of the map, it was a guaranteed kill because they just never learned.
Yeah, he just rocketed him in the face and pushed him immediately off the stage.
It happened like 5 rounds in a row. But yeah, no, there's like what 8 or 10 characters right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Somewhere.
fairly small roster.
Yeah,
I mean,
It
another
just
character's
launched like last Friday, so
yeah, and another character's just come out here in a week and a couple days on October 3rd on a Monday.
yeah. There's 4 or 5 more characters like lined up with release dates to come out. So it's like they're steadily adding more characters to it, and each character that I've played, because I've played most of them now, they all feel and play fairly differently.
Oh yeah, no, they each have a very distinct gameplay style. I mean, all the ones like my main two, I mostly play Atlas and Era. They're pretty fun, and they both definitely have 2 different play styles.
I finally played against enough Estelles and seen people that know what they're doing to understand the playstyle. It is rough because they'll just jump in and they'll jump in and dunk you without you even being able to react to it. They'll blink in and and then use their R in that, and it's like even if you hit the first one back, if you're the only one there trying to defend it, there's no stopping it.
And overall, fun game. Another free to play.
Yeah, free to
Definitely
play
go
is
check
the
it out
big
on
thing.
Steam if you haven't yet.
Yeah, it'll take you like 2 seconds to download. So free to
Yeah, it's
play,
a very small
Yeah,
download.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good time killer. You know what I mean? You could pass a lot of time just playing multiple rounds.
Oh yeah, usually.
Yeah, just having a great time.
I mean, hell, I downloaded it last night and I've got 8 hours in it now.
I've only got 76 minutes. No, it's Gundam. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
45 minutes on Omega. I didn't play along with you
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, time just kind of disappears as you play it because it's like it's 4-minute rounds, but most of the time you don't go to the 4 minutes.
Oh,
Most of the
almost
time
never.
most of the time it ends well before that. So it's quick. You kind of lose time pretty quick on it too.
No. No, that's a pretty solid release. I'm glad we found that one. I'll be looking forward to playing it. Maybe here later after the show, we can dive into it some more. Just go beat up some people. But like I said, free to play. Just a very fun, like a little multiplayer game. Play with a couple friends. Just kill some time. So.
I mean, I gotta say they actually have one sort of note that's sort of a nice is just all their characters, even each for their personalities are very distinct as well.
That's true.
Like every time John plays Juno, I'm just like, she's just a spectator that walked on the field.
She doesn't know how she got there, and
But she's
honestly,
there.
she's just there to have a good time.
Like we all.
And Dubu's literally just there, not knowing what's going on.
Accurate. He's just there, confused, and just ready to beat people up. Also, Josh said John and Zach, men of culture. I think that was whenever we decided to do Omega Strikers over Gundam. I think is when he put that in. So you two are both men of culture in Josh's eyes. Did you say Goo Goo? Oh man, rip Goo Goo. Man, haven't heard that name in a long time. Hey, got season 2 coming out here in like 2 weeks. I actually keep forgetting season 2 is about to start for that. Because everything else on our list up for this upcoming season is just like so much higher priority for us than To Your Eternity. So I keep forgetting that's about to start. Plus, I've seen like no advertisement on it.
There hasn't been.
Okay, I'm just make sure I'm not crazy. There's been like 0 advertisement for To Your Eternity season 2. Sorry, wrong program for that. I apologize. You're forgiven. It's okay. We can chat about anything and everything. So next up, let's chat about DioField. We haven't gotten a ton of time in this since release because like the day that it came out, I bought it that morning and had it downloaded and installed. But something came up that evening. I didn't get a chance to play it till a little bit Friday and a little bit today. But I already put some time into the demo. Zach, you just picked it up blindly just to try to jump into it. What's your kind of first initial thoughts just playing the first little bit that you've played? I know you haven't got very far.
I mean, my first initial thoughts is it's definitely going to be an interesting RTS game, just because of the last situation and just the different types and all that thing. I am curious to see how many characters you'll actually get to control.
That's true.
Because at this time, I'm only towards the end of chapter 1, and I have access to 5 characters. I assume there's going to be 8, so you have 4 main units, and then there are 4 assist characters that just bump their stats and give them extra skills.
There's at least 8 because like looking at the DioField section of the Square Enix site, there's at least 8 they advertise here. But I don't know if there's like maybe more that you can get, but there's at least 8.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I mean, so far I've been having fun with it. It did throw me off at first with the cutscenes because I was like, the cutscenes looked odd to me until I realized that it's a real-time strategy, but instead of like controlling armies and whatnot, you're controlling specific units, and it's more of a miniatures strategy game versus an army strategy game.
Yep.
Which sort of threw me off at first. I was like, okay, interesting, but all right. And then also, it's apparently taking place in the Final Fantasy universe.
I didn't know that.
Well, I can only assume so because the little first summon is Bahamut, and he's synonymous with Final Fantasy because he's summonable in almost every single Final Fantasy with summons.
Do you think that actually puts in the Final Fantasy universe or just a nod to it?
Kind of like 50-50.
Okay, fair enough. kind of like how Heroes like little trademark stamp now is Happy. Happy's been in Fairy Tail and Eden, whatever, kind of like
Yeah.
that. Where it's like or Plu, for example, as well, been in all 3 of his main series. There's like this stamp of like, hey, this is us. So that kind of makes me curious if this is in Final Fantasy universe or not, or if that's just their stamp of, hey, we did this, we made this game.
Well, I don't think it would be because, I mean, there's Triangle Strategy. I never saw Baemon in that.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Or Octopath Traveler.
That's also a good point.
Usually, if there's summons, it's usually in some way and form tied to Final Fantasy. Usually, they don't outright say it, but
Right. No, the gameplay for me has been easily my most favorite part of this so far. It's just the real time tactics battle game. Just very in depth for you really have to use some serious strategy to it as you continue to get further on, especially as you get introduced to the bosses and stuff. Because those bosses can do some serious freaking work. And even going into before I jumped back into the game, I watched a couple people's reviews on it just because I was just wanting to know how everyone kind of felt towards this game, and that was the one thing a lot of people said is that these bosses can be very, very, very brutal. And you really have to formulate a great strategy because, if you get wiped, you have to start the whole mission over and work your way back to the boss, which did happen to me. And even just doing the extra quests can be pretty brutal if you don't just strategize correctly and place everything, place your units the right way. Because I went into an extra mission using I have 5 characters, so I used primarily the one character who's just been the extra so far, right? Just like, hey, let's get them some extra experience. I know they get experience, but they don't get as much as the 4 mains that you have in the battle. So let's run with them this time. Let's get them extra experience. Yeah, that was probably a bad mistake. That I didn't just run in with my 4 highest, because Jesus, did I get bodied in that? It was that was just a side mission. So I do like the sense of difficulty that this game has with it. Plus, just the general gameplay itself feels very fun to me. Very fast paced, because when fighting the bosses that I fought, you fought 2 of them at the same time. And, just just jumping between all 4 characters constantly. Move this, move this, move this, move this, just nonstop. There is no break.
The trolls?
Do what?
Was it the trolls things?
No.
Okay.
No. So that's the one thing that I've really enjoyed about it. It's just the controls and just how fast paced the game feels. Those are a couple things that I've really enjoyed about it so far. The story hasn't hardcore grasped me yet. I mean, it's interesting. I'm looking forward to see where it goes because it just continues to open up as we get further into the game. But it hasn't just completely. The gameplay is what's keeping me coming back, which that's important. That's important for a game. Is that the gameplay is going to keep you coming back. But as of right now, the story, that's all right. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it continues to evolve. Starring our blue foxes. But just overall, I mean, it's a lot of fun. And for everyone that may want to check it out, there is a free demo that has a pretty decent amount of content in that demo. So you can download the demo and check it out, and the data also carries over, which is cool. But I mean, I've enjoyed it so far. I mean, I at the very least get the demo and try it out. John, is this even on your radar at all?
I looked into it, but
okay,
I didn't pick it up.
Right. Yeah.
I figured I would hear what you guys had to say.
That's fair. Gameplay, A+, story.
I knew you guys were the ones that were both looking into it and kind of excited about it. So I was like, I'll see what they have to say before I go out and buy it.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, gameplay, A+, story. We'll see. Can't make a big comment on the story so far. I'm not hardcore attached, but it's entertaining enough. But like I said, me and Zach both have not played a lot of time into this yet. We're still just kind of scratching the surface of it since it just came out Thursday.
Yep.
We've both been kind of busy and doing other things. So we'll dive into this. Maybe you can chat about it more next week, Zach. If you play more, we'll see. It's up to you. I don't care. Don't shake your head yet. We're a week away. Just don't shake your head. Just positive thoughts. You're gonna play more of it. You're gonna talk about it next week. Positive thoughts. Meanwhile,
what else also came out this week?
What's that?
Deathloop released on everything else.
Yeah, finally broke that that Sony exclusivity deal there. Which also I just realized, we went through a whole week and didn't hear Sony cry more. How about that? Shit, we've had it almost every single week for months. I don't think there was any news this week about Sony crying. That's good.
Damn.
All right, 1 week, baby. Let's go. Good job, Sony.
But I did actually download Deathloop on my Series S and played it again. It's still fun. It's definitely funner with a controller. I don't know why I didn't connect when I played it on PC.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I mean, it's just on Game Pass, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
on Game
yeah,
Pass.
it's on Game Pass now.
John, did you download it?
No, I was just looking at Game Pass because I was when he had said Deathloop, I was like, I thought I saw something else was on Game Pass too, and the game preview for Slime Rancher 2 is on there as well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I did see that pop up. I got a notification about that.
Xbox has been pushing that.
Yeah, no, it's like Game Pass. It's like several good things came to it in this past week. Deathloop, I was thinking about downloading. I didn't really have any. I wasn't really hyped up on it or didn't really look into it much beforehand. I know you were the one that was like excited for it, so I kind of played through it. I never still really looked into it at all.
It's
So
like one sandbox game.
it's like I'll probably end up downloading it and go into it and just see what it is, see what it's about.
Just
I
give
mean,
it a
it
shot.
takes a little bit to build up, but once you start getting weapons and items and abilities, oh, it's so much fun. It's such a fun sandbox game of just going, well, I can do this. Let's see if it works.
I mean, that was one of your favorite releases that came out last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, just because it's a giant sandbox game,
Right.
which just involves you. It's just like, you got these 8 people to kill. Figure it out.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how you do it, just do it.
I might download
So
it as well since it's on Game Pass.
That sounds kind of like the same appeal that like the Hitman games have, where it's like, here's your target, go have fun and figure it out.
Yeah, just instead of having
probably
tons
not
of
on as big a scale.
yeah, instead of all the espionage and tons of random items and guns, you get magical abilities and time looping powers.
I'm gonna go ahead and start the download of it on my Xbox. Just so I say that I'll do it here on the show, and then I just like forget and just not do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it on my phone real quick and send it to my Xbox. I'll check it
Yeah,
out.
no, it was a pretty spread week for gaming and whatnot, at least for me.
Right.
Because I mean, R3 we actually played. I messed with Deathloop. Dragon Ball Breakers open beta started.
Yeah. Yep. That's coming out very, very soon.
Not about that one completely.
I messed with it for a bit, but because funny enough, all my data from the closed beta carried over, so I didn't have to do the tutorial or anything. It just jumped me right in.
That's good.
How's
closed beta going?
I didn't actually play because, as it stands, I'm gonna say it's probably better to try it on PC than console at the moment, or at least not on Xbox. Or I may have just chose the wrong time of day because it took like 5 minutes to find a game. I was like, okay.
Oh no. It's not a good sign. Also, speaking of beta, have you guys seen all of the pretty solid hype coming out of like the Modern Warfare 2 beta? Like, I know none of us are massive Call of Duty players anymore. I'm just curious if you guys have seen all the hype coming out of it, though.
I haven't really seen the hype coming out of it. It's like it's not anything I'm really like keeping an eye on, except for when it comes out, I'll play it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, 'cause I have a feeling of the three of us, I'm gonna be the one to actually put time into that.
Probably. I was kind of considering trying this one, but every time I've tried to get back into a Call of Duty. I question why I even attempted this.
Yeah, no, that's so it's like it's weird. It seems somehow I've taken over as the Call of Duty player amongst us, even though I don't play a lot of Call of Duty. It's just every now and then, like I'll jump into it. It's just, I mean, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just solid.
I will say some of like the weapon upgrading. That was one video that I saw on Twitter that just looks ridiculous. Is I think the way to put it, ridiculous, complicated. Where it's like, I don't know if this has been done in previous Call of Duty games or because it's been so long since I've really been part of the franchise. But like, you know, because like when it came to the initial gun list that came out for Modern Warfare 2, since this is of course called Modern Warfare 2, everyone immediately obviously looks at Modern Warfare, the older one, and there's a lot of old, guns coming back from that game into this game, and a lot of popular and fan favorites and stuff like that. But one obvious fan favorite that was not on there was the UMP-45. That's one of the biggest, most notable fan favorite guns. But then apparently it is in the game, and they showed it where it's like you have to start with this gun, upgrade it to a certain level, and then gets to another gun, and then upgrade that to a certain level, and then you can get the UMP-45. And like they showed it, like the step by step of like get here, and then you can get there to you. I'm like, that seems very stupid to me. But
So wait, there's a skill tree for guns?
Basically.
Well, it's like.
Let me see if I can find it.
I can understand it because it just makes it where it's an incentive to like have an incentive and kind of like a progression feeling for getting something you want. That's not something you really get in Call of Duty games.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's more of like other genres and stuff where it's like, okay, well, I want to get this, but to get there, I need to actually use this, like this item or this equipment, and then level it up, and then eventually I can get to there. I understand the concept. I can see where people find it weird. It's like it doesn't bother me because I'm like, depending on how that is for like all of the weapons. It doesn't matter if the weapon's good or not. Some people are gonna want to get to there just so they use it.
Well, I almost feel like it's sort of them going back to roots, because I could have swore back in like the original Modern Warfares, you unlocked gear and stuff as you gained ranks and whatnot. I think at some point they just did away with that, and you could more or less get anything fairly easily in some form or fashion.
Well, I think at least the ones that I had played, or the ones that I've played, it's still like certain weapons were available. Like as you leveled up, you got the more like the higher power, or the ones that were supposedly like the better weapons. As you went higher up, it's just like but it was all level based and not like use a certain weapon and then get to their system.
Gotcha.
So it was just like it happened eventually. Eventually you would get to where you had whatever. But I think they had it where, at least in like a lot of the Call of Duty games, like upgrade tokens or something like that, where if you could use them, and like if you prestiged or something, you could have that weapon immediately unlocked, so you could just use it from the start instead of having to get back up to it.
Yeah, I remember the prestige token stuff. I remember that, and I couldn't find that video. If I come across it again, I'll send it to you to show what it's gonna apparently look like. But I mean, John, you do bring up a very good point though about like gives you incentive to try to push to get that. So I mean, that's a very valid point. But I don't know, just at first glance when I saw that video of them going through it about how to get there, I'm like, that looks a little weird, but okay. But yeah, no, that is a good point though. But
yeah, because it could just be a thing where it's like if you wanted to use a submachine gun or something, you have like the base one to go for, and then as you use it, you just get experience for it, and then you can just kind of go whichever direction. That would make more sense instead of if it was just like a couple specific ones you had to do that for.
right.
That way it's like everyone kind of starts with the same base format and then expand from there.
Everyone just ends up with a fucking ejecto knife.
Sure.
Let's do it. Let's do it. No, I may check out Modern Warfare 2. We'll see.
Yeah. When the like official like open beta or whatever comes out, I'll end up hopping into it. I'll play it. It's like one of my buddies yesterday was already talking about jumping into it.
I think that's what's out right now, isn't it?
I think it did come out.
The official open beta. I think this is the open beta.
No, it's early access to it if you had ordered the certain edition of it.
Yeah, on PlayStation is what it was. That's it. That's right. I remember it's on. Oh yeah, here we go. It's on PlayStation.
I don't even know if it's just
on Steam. It literally just says open beta is live.
It may have gone there. I looked at it a few days ago, and it was.
It was PlayStation at first, but now I think it's open beta for everyone.
Yeah, I looked at it a couple days ago. I haven't looked back at it since. If it's open, I may download it.
Yeah, it's open. You can download it. Started today.
Is it on
okay, yeah, because I looked at it on, I think on Thursday. It's in the, let's see, where is...
man.
So yeah, anyone who's watched this now or listening later, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is an open beta. Or if you're listening to this a couple months now, it might be out.
If you're listening a couple months later. Shout out to anyone that goes back and listens to our episodes. You're the real MVP.
Are you sure it's out?
I mean, yeah, I can literally download it, John. Go to Modern Warfare 2's Steam page.
Oh yeah,
you look
it is out. I just found the open beta for
Modern
Xbox.
Warfare- Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
The beta wasn't showing up on the page itself.
Yeah.
See, I just found it through the Modern Warfare 2.
See, I went there first and it didn't show it immediately.
It's in their news feed.
Oh,
Yeah,
Davin
okay.
played it. I'm gonna text
I was
him,
just
see what
looking
he
for the
thought.
download link.
So for anyone listening, this is also how you find the open beta download link walkthrough guide.
That's not even that bad. It's only 17 gigs.
Wow. Holy shit. Just wait till the full game where it's like 150.
It's less than Gundam Get Bodied.
That's true. Gundam was what, like
Oh.
24?
21.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably try this tomorrow.
All right, right on, right on. Yeah, I may download it as well on my Xbox. I may do that as well. I already started downloading Deathloop, so I probably need to go clear something off my Xbox before I attempt to download something else. I think I'm like damn near my maximum right now for storage.
Buy a solid state.
Yeah, I need to get around to doing that. You know, at least on the plus side for the Xbox, you can just pop it in the back and you're done.
I don't know what you've done to your face, Alex, but
What do you mean?
it lost focus.
Your cam is going a little fuzzy.
It didn't look bad for me.
Well, it fixed itself now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It looks fine.
I looked away and looked back and I was like, what did he do?
Well,
He censored his face.
well, see, here's the thing. It may have gone fuzzy for you guys, but it's been perfectly fine on the live stream because what I'm looking at right here is the live stream, and I didn't see it change. Because Discord's over here, so it may have changed over there, but for somehow, some way on my end, it was perfectly fine on the live stream because that's what I'm staring at is the live stream.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this has turned into Spark Bark. So what else we got on the agenda?
What about Twitch? Twitch shooting themselves in the foot. You know, pretty
I
big.
don't know what you're talking about. Twitch is trying to help itself out.
Trying to help themselves out, which is going to ultimately shoot themselves in the foot. Which I also want to point out, like, obviously, who the poor bastard that had to put out that tweet, he knew what was coming. He or she knew what was coming. They knew because they put that out like 4 a.m., like 3 a.m. Like they knew what was coming. So it's like, all right, let's drop this and bye, going to bed. No, I mean,
Well-
like, when it comes to this, the big thing we're referring to, of course, is like if you haven't heard yet, you know, Twitch recently updated their policy where it's like starting next summer, I think, Twitch revenue splits are going to go to 50-50 versus like what it is now, I think the 70-30. Now,
Well,
go ahead.
With that, it's 70-30 for a lot of the big streamers.
Yeah,
and
the
that.
higher ends.
A lot of partners in like the last year or two are still on the 50-50 because they started doing away with the 70-30 previously and not giving some of the newer partners that deal. And that it's like they could have been preparing for this announcement, like, and then just stopped giving out that 70-30. But now with the news that they're officially going to that's well, everybody at the top is going to be losing a significant amount.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of them being under contract as soon as their contract would run up and stuff. Like they need to bounce and do something similar to like what Ninja does right now. I'm not a Ninja fan at all. I think he's unbelievably annoying, but he's so unbelievably smart and successful in this industry that I can't help but to follow him and just watch what he does. Because what he does now is he streams to literally everything. Like at the same time, he'll be on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, I think Instagram. Like he's literally streaming to everything at the same time and has like every single chat up at the same time. So it's just like, you know, once these partners with Twitch, you know, once they can move on, you know, with their contract, and they can start focusing on basically putting their eggs in other baskets as well, which that's also the big thing about content creation is don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's something that, like, you know, we're still not great at here at SparkE3 is we don't have our eggs in enough baskets. Like we're pretty much mostly on YouTube. And it's something we need, you know, we need to mostly improve on and get better at. But like with this Twitch thing, it's like, it just really shoots themselves in the foot. Like they're still right now, like the best streaming platform for a few reasons. You know, like there are a few things that are very appealing to Twitch, you know, when it comes to like the chat log is so much better than, you know, the YouTube and just like improving on like, you know, just general things for your community, like the emotes and the badges and various things, and just channel decoration with all the different banners that you can put up, et cetera, et cetera. But like the problem with Twitch, where it just makes it so undesirable to watch anything on Twitch, is that if you're not subscribed to a channel, like you click on a live stream and you're going to have to possibly roll through like multiple sets of ads before you can even find out if whatever they're doing on that live stream is worth your time to stick around longer. You know what I mean? And that, like, like, that's me all the time. Is I'll see some streamer that I follow where it's like, oh, they went live, they're doing this, let's go see what's up, let's see if I want to watch. Click it and it's like 45-second ad. I'm like, no, don't give a shit, moving on. And that's the big problem right now.
I don't go to Twitch very often anymore. It's like, because I mean, hell, half the like people on Twitch that I would watch, it's like several of them are on YouTube now, so it's like I'll see their YouTube live streams. I'll click on those instead. I don't know. I fell off Twitch like a while ago.
Same.
I got annoyed with like the ads and stuff, because it's like kind of like you said. If I click on something, I want to click and see what's going on there. See if I want to, if that's what I feel like watching, even knowing what they're doing going into it. I don't want to sit there for a minute rolling ads before, and just to open it up and go, it's not what I feel like watching right now, and then click on another one and go, okay, well, here's 45 more seconds of ads.
Yeah, exactly. And like the level of push out they've done with their ad since whatever, you know, that's only happened really like within the last 2 years, and it's just made Twitch just completely undesirable place to even go to, because it's like you can't subscribe to everyone. You know what I mean? Like you might can, if you got Prime, you can throw a Prime sub at someone so you can dodge that for a month, or maybe you can subscribe to 1 or 2 people, maybe, you know, but still it's just like, you know, you're paying for multiple subscriptions to try to dodge those ads, and it just makes it undesirable for a community. And it's like, you know, when it comes to streamers, I mean, they fucking hate it too. They're a lot of them are forced to use ads if they want to make any money. There's a lot of them that try to not use it and try to turn it off. But it's like, if they want to make any revenue at all, it's like, well, you know, one, it's either in my contract or I need to do this to make some sort of cash. So I don't know. It's just like YouTube especially just needs to take this moment and capitalize on this to further try to establish itself as like the top of the top, you know, streaming platform, go-to platform. You know, as of now, their revenue split's still better, but YouTube needs to get better, and like discoverability, you know, chat stuff can get improved, stuff like that. And discoverability is going to be like one of the bigger things that YouTube could really improve on, because like YouTube is already pretty decent at it versus Twitch. Because like with Twitch, like you go into whatever game and you're just going to get buried. You know, you're going to get buried so far in there. There is no recommendations and stuff in Twitch. But like one thing that sucks about YouTube is there's not a place to go for streaming to see who's streaming in a game. You know what I mean? Like you want to watch, you know, someone streaming this new popular game, right? Go click, you know, you can go to Twitch, click that game, and there's all the people streaming that game. YouTube doesn't really have anything like that. It does, but you have to really go a roundabout way to find it. So I don't know. This is YouTube's chance to make themselves the best streaming platform. You know, I feel like right now with the amount of backlashes on Twitch, you know, this is the time to do it. But, and it's like, hey, we're a while before that 50-50 split happens. So we'll see if Twitch sticks to their guns or not, or if they'll back off of it. You know, the more that they lose, you know, single content creators who only stream there exclusively, you know, the more that they're just going to continue to go down, and, you know, sooner or later just be kind of irrelevant eventually. It'll take a while, but I don't know. It's fascinating to follow is the best way to put it. Just like the fall of G4, is anyone surprised by this?
I forgot they came back, to be honest.
This was nowhere on my radar. I wouldn't have known anything about this.
Yeah, like when G4 came back, I celebrated that. I was like, cool, this is awesome. I think I think G4 could excel in today's age. You know what I mean? I you know, with how everything is done over YouTube, I think they could excel. But I don't know where they dropped the ball exactly, but just the fall of G4 didn't even last a year. And now we've done, there was recently a shit ton of layoffs and stuff. And now give it maybe 6 more months and G4 will be back into the dust. they excelled right back into cancellation. Basically, that's also a thing, is that there were some people on there that apparently didn't help them too much, in terms of like they're getting canceled. But that's a different topic to dive into on a different day. But no, I mean it doesn't surprise me, because like I was excited when G4 came back, and I was following G4 when it came back at first, but it's like they weren't bringing enough to the table to really kind of keep at least me in, and I feel like that kind of happened to everyone. Is they didn't just it. We all wanted G4 to have the magic that it used to have, and they just didn't have it, unfortunately. Yeah, but it is what it is, right?
I mean, ROEP2 legacy that it was.
That's basically it. It helped lay the groundwork for, I feel like, everything else to come after it. With the internet, like a lot of the stuff that we've come to follow in terms of like news sites and stuff. Like G4 laid that foundation. You know what I mean? So it's just like it'll always be a fond thing in our memories and hearts, but the comeback just wasn't what we wanted it to be, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's start running through a lot of stuff in the weekly wrap up. We can just quickly chat about multiple things here. Some things we'll just kind of run through. So first off, the big one, which a lot of probably video game podcasts and stuff, or this is their big topic for the week. This is the big thing, but at the same time, it's like, this is a very big deal. It just doesn't like hardcore appeal to us. And it's just like, while it's a massive deal, yes, it's not like it gave away a lot. You know what I mean? Even though there was a lot of content that came out, and that, of course, being the GTA 6 leak. This is a massive leak. It was.
Oh, no, it was a gigantic leak.
90 videos of early development content was leaked online. But that's also why I just didn't view it. Like, it is a massive deal, but not something I wanted to lead the show off with, because one, it happened on Sunday. This is Saturday, of course. So it's just kind of dated for us at this point. But also, we're not massive GTA fans anymore. But it was a massive leak. 90 plus videos got leaked out because of a hack. It was 100% legit. Just a lot of early development stuff, which I will say, in terms of it being early development stuff, for it being very clearly and confirmed early development, it looked good, which tells me the final product's going to look amazing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of, I'm of the opinion of, yeah, it may be early development, but I mean, hell, it better look good at this point.
Yeah.
It's like they're following up GTA 5. It's like that game's still selling like fucking crazy.
Yep.
So it's like they've got to. It's like GTA 6 has to one up that like tremendously.
Apparently, this one's been in development since 2014. So I don't know what sort of range this content that we saw. I think I saw 2020, 2019 was some of the content that we saw.
I mean, one interesting that I saw was a small an IGN video that I have at a glance at. Apparently, from the leak of all the different GTA 6 videos, has actually given some new ideas and inspired other developers that are actually adding stuff or changing things to in production and existing games.
Oh, that's a plus, at least. That's a plus.
Yeah, so at least that came out of it, besides just everyone getting their fix of, oh my god, GTA 6 is a legitimate thing that they're actually working on and not just telling us.
Yeah, it's like it's actually real. They're not just lying to us.
And that was kind of the big thing about it, is that this is the first time we've seen GTA 6. So that was kind of the big thing out of this whole thing. He's like, oh my god, it's actually real. Like, imagine if this happened for the next Elder Scrolls. You know what I mean? The next Elder Scrolls got leaked
They're
out.
not
like
actually making that game.
this is not even a thing. They're just making Skyrim 2.0 again.
Pretty much.
Yeah. They're making the next edition of Skyrim.
Until Starfield actually comes out, I have no faith that they're actually working on Elder Scrolls.
Basically, like, they haven't even started doing anything on it yet. No, like, this was a massive leak. Apparently, this hacker also recently hacked Uber, and both Uber and Rockstar both were working together with the FBI, and the hacker was arrested. 17-year-old in the UK.
Why Uber?
I don't know. That's what I questioned. When I saw that they hacked Uber, I was like, why?
There's got to have been something in that database that was worth a damn, or they just really got pissed at someone who...
Yeah, they just wanted to fuck with them. That's my guess. They just want to fuck with them. Because, like, even with the arrest now, they've released chat logs between, like, Rockstar and the hacker. So it's like the hacker was just trying to fuck with people. And the hacker's full of shit, because, like, when all this started and they put out their calling card, like, hey, someone from Rockstar, contact me out, we can work out a deal, whatever. They even let off their message like, well, this unexpectedly blew up. Unexpectedly, my ass. It's GTA 6. Like, First time anyone's seen it. What do you mean unexpected? You're full of shit. But yeah, just some 17-year-old in the UK already got arrested within a week. Within a week, they got that settled very quickly.
Yep. I wanted that shit done.
No, when it comes to that, one of the big things that people need to keep in mind of how one reason why it got settled so quickly, like a lot of people like to joke and harp on like Nintendo with their Nintendo ninjas and stuff, but like if we really want to put like a hierarchy here of people that take their shit seriously and will brutalize your channel or brutalize and make you suffer, Take-Two is at the top. Okay,
Fuck yes.
It goes Take-Two.
Take-Two does not play around.
It goes Take-Two, Nintendo, and then the Pokemon Company. Those are the top three. Okay, Nintendo's not number one. It's Take-Two. Take-Two does not play. But yeah, that got settled very quickly. We also got the leak for Diablo 4. Over 40 minutes of gameplay leaked.
Yeah, which came out a day or so after the GTA 6 stuff.
Talk about a week in leaks, man. I mean, Diablo 4 stuff, I mean, it looked good. I'm still very excited for this title.
And I'll play it when it comes out.
Yeah.
It's not anything I'm gonna get excited about. It's gonna come out and play it and go, Diablo.
Woo! I mean, I'm excited for it. Like I mean, the gameplay that I got to watch looked good. Since you guys, I don't know if you guys checked it out or not, but I mean, I liked it. I liked it. No,
I'm still not gonna mess with Blizzard anytime soon. So
I mean, that is fair. That is fair. That's a very fair thing to say, and that's why I feel kind of bad about wanting to play Overwatch 2.
I say it'll come out and I'll play it. It'll come out and I might eventually play it.
Right.
This isn't gonna be something I'm gonna jump on as soon as it comes out.
Right. Fair enough. Next thing that we had here is Certain Affinity has claimed and confirmed that it has over 100 people working on this big unannounced Halo Infinite project. Look, it's a BR up front. That's just what it is.
Hey, they've almost got more people working on it than are playing it.
Yeah, that's accurate. Man, John, does a Halo Infinite BR, does that entice you at all?
I haven't been into BRs recently, but I mean, show me a good one and I'll play it.
There you go.
It's like it's like if a Halo BR comes out, I'll probably get some buddies to jump into it and see how it plays. The thing is though, it's like as far as like a BR in any sort of setting like that, the problem is it's like they're not competing against like Warzone or anything really, because Warzone's Warzone. People are gonna play the shit out of that. It's like that's about as polished as you're getting. It's like the only field they may really be competing with would be the Apex community, and I don't think they would beat that. I don't think people would be hopping away from Apex to play it.
Unless they showed something fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's like people will hop over to it and play it for
a week or two.
It's like they'll get some sponsored people to come over and play it and drive up the numbers on it, but it's one of those where it's like when it comes out, I mean, if it lasts more than a month with decent player base, then it could eventually survive. But I mean, right now it's hard to get people out of their established BRs. You got Warzone and you got Apex
and Fortnite,
and they've just yeah. But like they've all just grown and grown and grown. It's like people have established which one they prefer, and it's going to be hard to pull them away from it.
Yeah, that's true. It is going to be something to watch, and it's going to be something to see if it's going to be really funny to see if what Certain Affinity has been working up with Halo ends up completely overtaking Halo Infinite and what 343 is doing with Halo Infinite. That's what's going to be funny to see.
Can only hope.
I personally do. I really do.
It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
It wouldn't me either.
Because at this point, I mean, I don't like I said, I have no idea how Halo Infinite is doing on consoles, but like just checking Steam charts real quick, Halo Infinite multiplayer had a 24-hour peak of 5,352 players.
Oh, that's bad.
That's rough.
It's like, so if people are playing it, they're playing it on consoles.
That's bad. That's bad. Also, I hit up our good buddy Dave because he's played the Modern Warfare 2 beta. Asked his thoughts. Now he is a big Call of Duty fan.
Yeah,
but
he is.
he said that he's enjoyed it. It feels really good. He's ready for the actual game release though. He says it is overall really fun, but it does need some fixes. Like the mini map is the big thing. But he doesn't believe they're going to fix it, so it is what it is. Which that is, I don't know what the problem is. I haven't personally seen it, but I've seen a lot of people bitching about the mini map. I don't know what the problem is though. I haven't
I
seen.
played hardcore. I don't need a mini map.
Fair enough, but I don't know what
Don't
the
look
mini
at-
map problem
Just
is.
pretend there's not a map there and just play.
Yeah,
Turn it off.
right. I think
You
it
don't
was.
need one.
I think it was something along the lines of. I want to say they were making it more tuned to casual players, and it was like constantly like there was it showed you where you were at all times. Maybe that was the problem.
Oh,
I don't remember. I didn't really dig too much into it. I just know a common thing was everyone was bitching about the mini map because I saw there was that brief like single day on Twitter where everyone was trying to once again cancel Activision because they wouldn't or Infinity Ward because they wouldn't listen to player feedback. You know, it's just like great. There's a way to put player feedback, but they're not listening to it. Fantastic. So I don't know. That's about all I know on that topic though. But no, the Halo Infinite VR, it'll be interesting to see it. And I'm on the same page as Zach here. Hopefully, it completely overtakes Halo Infinite because I want it to further send the message that 343 has completely dropped the ball with how they've handled Halo Infinite. So I would love to see certain Infinity's VR completely blow it away, but we'll see.
oh, I was hoping it would do better than 343's Halo Infinite, so Halo could get some good press.
Thank you. Well, that's
Yeah.
that's
That's
also
just a
good thing.
Yeah, there-
genre.
Yeah, there won't be any good press coming from 343 for
No, not for a while.
A while.
Yeah.
Because even when they do announce something, then people just get mad that it didn't happen sooner.
Exactly. Miles Morales was 100% confirmed for PC for this fall. It was previously announced, but it was like they launched a trailer for it and announced that it is coming here for this holiday. That Nix's software purchase, man, is doing very well for Sony right now. They are pumping out the PC releases at the moment, where it's like I feel like we're getting closer and closer to where it's going to launch same day. It may be a little bit longer. I'd say sometime next year is my thinking of when they'll start doing that. But do we just want to go ahead and say this is going to probably launch at $50? Is that what we're thinking, or you think they're going to do
Easily.
it at 40?
50 bucks is probably the reasonable one. It's like the only
did
reason
launch
that I
at
say
50.
I was gonna say the only reason though I say it may launch at 40 or maybe even 30 is because of the fact that their full priced PlayStation exclusives when they come to PC launch at $50, whereas the games that were a little bit cheaper than that tend to be in like the 30 to 40 range.
Right. I'm looking forward to seeing the mods on that one too. The mods that I've seen for the other one has been incredible, especially the Shrek one and Kermit. Really like the Kermit one. Kermit one really cracked me up. But yeah, either way, shout out to that though. Another Sony game heading over to PC, so make sure you keep an eye on that if you haven't got a chance to play it yet on PlayStation. Speaking of PlayStation, that new PS5 model is apparently coming sometime next year from more new reports. But with that model, one thing
This is the weirdest news.
it really is because like with the new model, it's going forward. It's gonna be diskless, but
Yep.
there's gonna be an option for a USB plug-in disk drive. So
That's weird.
so basically,
That's
the
the-
physical edition that
that's the
I
weirdest
have
thing.
is no longer going to be manufactured.
And I have.
Yeah,
So yeah, those things are gonna be fucking gems here in a year.
which is fair because this thing looks fucking.
Trying to figure out how to pick it up now.
No, I was unplugging the cords.
I know, but it's funnier if I say that.
Like it's just goofy. This is a goofy looking fucking console. Like I don't think anyone can disagree that you look at this and you look at the digital version and you can say, oh yeah, the digital version came first. Like they designed the digital version first, 1000%. You can't convince me otherwise because this is goofy as shit. They designed the digital
Here's
one.
the thing: you now have the disc. You have the gem.
I do. Me and John both, and Josh, who I don't know if still in the chat, but all three of us have a gym now because this won't be a thing anymore. Which I mean makes sense. You know, it's just you only develop one console, manufacture one, and just put the USB, disk drive with it. So
You know
whatever.
what's funny? The funny fact when I saw this news is that PS5s are going to diskless consoles, but adding the USB plug-in disc drives.
Yep.
All I could think was, so all PC towers are getting rid of disc trays and whatnot, and Sony went, well, we'll take those disc trays.
Basically.
Man, I've been saying it for years, boys. Everybody just needs to commit to digital.
Calm down.
It's time. If we're
No.
getting rid of disc trays in consoles and you gotta plug a damn USB port in to get it, just do away with it.
No,
I
it's not
understand
time
people
yet.
want to have their discs, but if we're getting to this point, I mean, come on. That's gonna
not
be
time.
the goofiest setup.
It's not time. I want.
We're gonna get
I
it
mean-
to physical collections that are just cases with a code in it.
Oh, that'd be sad.
That would be sad.
I don't want that future, but I know it's quickly coming. Next generation of gaming, that's our
Embrace
future.
it.
No,
Embrace it.
I will look. I embrace the fact that it's coming, but I will embrace it when I
Embrace
have to
the
embrace
fact that
it.
it's time.
I want you to know that I had to buy DioField digitally because nothing in our area had it physically for pickup, and I want you to know it killed me on the inside to buy it digitally.
Ah, you're
Yeah, no,
finally
he was
learning.
actually really struggling with that job.
I was.
We talked about
Finally
it a bit
learning.
before AniMan.
I was because like nothing had it in the area, and my only option was I could have bought on Amazon that day, and it would have been there by Sunday. So it's like, do I do that or do I just buy it digitally? I was struggling with that decision.
Digitally. Everything needs to be digital.
No, I'm not ready for that future. But no, this is gonna be interesting when this new model comes out. I mean, in terms of a manufacturing thing, it makes perfect sense. But it is gonna be goofy if you go for the USB plug-in disk drive. So, also, Sly Cooper turned 20 years old. Shout out to that. All that happened was new merch release and Sly Collection and Thieves in Time on PS Premium. I don't know if that was already there or if they launched it for this. But in case it wasn't there, I thought it was worth at least shouting out. So that's good at least. We did get an announcement for a new handheld console this week, though. The Logitech G Cloud. Did you guys see this thing? This little goofy little thing?
See, I saw it.
Goofy is the right word.
I saw it. I didn't realize it was a handheld. I just thought it was Logitech doing something weird again.
No, it's a handheld console. It's compatible with Microsoft Xbox Cloud Gaming, which that's the big selling point for it. Is it's basically an Xbox handheld console. That's kind of the selling point, I guess. Precision controls. That's also remappable. So that's cool. 7-inch 1080p screen, 60 hertz refresh rate, full screen 16:9 gaming experience. Battery life described as amazing, about 12 hours. Launching at $350, launching this October. Also random, extra little note here. In the trailer, there was a white Xbox Series X in the background. But then Microsoft had to turn around and confirm that is not a thing in their future.
Yeah. After this Logitech handheld was announced, the only news that anybody cared about was the fact that they showed a white Series X.
Yep.
It's like I saw 24 articles about it.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, well that shows how excited people were for the Logitech handheld.
Look, it's like this. If it wasn't for the fact that it was cloud gaming, I think a lot more people would have been interested in this. A lot more. Because like the common thing that I've seen online is cloud gaming, fuck, for that price, just go buy a Steam Deck. You know, that was the common thing that I continued to see people say.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you could buy a Steam Deck, or, I mean, if you were wanting that just as like a way to play Xbox games as well, I mean, $350, you can go buy a Series S.
True.
Yeah.
It's like you go buy a Series S and just have that. If it was just the fact that it was handheld that people were talking or like excited about, yeah, just go get a Steam Deck.
Yep. Because, like, I mean, if the Logitech G Cloud allowed you to download stuff and play it natively, then I feel like this would be a totally different conversation. Totally different. But the fact that it's strictly cloud gaming, that's what turned everyone off. That and the price, of course. You know, cloud gaming, $350 price, fuck it, just buy a Steam Deck, not worth. Anyway, how about that white Series X, though? What about that? Like John said, that was the biggest piece of news coming out of this. But anyway, I missed this last week, and I was kind of upset that I missed it. But at the same time, since there's more news that popped out about it, you know, I'm glad I missed it. We got a chance to talk about it now. The fall of Babylon's Fall. The game was
really
announced.
Even call it a fall. It never
It
had.
never
It never had a.
rose.
It never had a peak to fall from.
It stood up. That's all it did. the game
No,
stood up
tried
and then
to
just fell.
stand up and fell over.
Anyway,
It had a dirt pile, and then it rolled down the dirt pile.
so the
It
game
came out and they were like, "It's time to rise," and we're on the ground already.
Yeah, that was quick. I mean, honestly, that was it from the get-go. Like when it was announced at E3 or whatever, it's just like, oh well, this is gonna crash and burn. It looked bad months before release, and then it just never got decent. But no, it announced last week that the game will sunset in February. So all that extra, next few seasons of content they were working on, just go ahead and waste all that. Yep, scrap it. But the thing that caught out this week, and I showed Zach this too, so he got to see it, is that GameStops are literally giving the game away for free, which I thought was funny.
So if you have a GameStop near you, go check, see if they got a Babylon's Fall if you really want to look at this game.
Yeah, because that's also the problem with it. They never set this game free to play. It was still like 40 or 50 bucks. Like, no one's going to pay that for this game. But now you can just go get it for free at your local GameStop maybe. And
Is
try
anyone
it out.
playing it on Steam currently?
That's a great question. I'm curious. It's been averaging like one person player count, so shout out to that.
Babylon's Fall, 24-hour peak, 6 players.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Full group.
Yeah. Yeah, they're growing. They're growing. That's improvement.
They have until February.
Speaking of concurrent players, though, Cyberpunk had a 24-hour peak. It is back above 100,000. It was 123,000 people was the 24-hour peak on it.
That's apparently all Cyberpunk needed was some downtime in an anime.
It's like nobody paid attention to it for like a year or so while they just did a bunch of bug fixes. And then they release an anime for it and go, by the way, here's an update related to the anime. And
also, here's
blows up.
A trailer for content we're going to be releasing at some point.
Yeah, it's like here's an update related to the anime that we have. We've got another update coming out in the future, and here, go back and play it, and people are fucking loving it.
I don't know. Did I ever say that I thought that Cyberpunk would be like a No Man's Sky situation?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Which I feel like that was probably all of our take, honestly, because like we've been hammering the drum for so long that it wasn't a bad game. It was just a broken game. Not for you guys. Stop. I know it worked fine for you guys, but you guys both know and admitted you were in the minority.
I acknowledged at least that my experience was not the average experience.
Yes.
Oh, I acknowledge that too. I lucked out on that one.
Yeah,
I can't relate.
It's like I enjoyed the game for what it was on release, but most people did not.
Yep.
But in the time since then, they've been working on it, and it's like we can't forget what they released initially, but we can give them credit for what they've done since. The same way everybody praises No Man's Sky now. It's like people aren't saying Cyberpunk's to that level, but it's getting closer.
Right.
I mean, the Steam reviews on it have changed. I mean, it's got nearly 500,000 reviews and sitting at mostly positive now.
It's also on sale right now for $30 on Steam, so shout out to that if you want to check it out.
Keanu getting a win.
Yeah, and honestly, if they just launch the Phantom Liberty and everything goes out without a hitch, then perfect. That's what they need. You've got a head full of steam now. With thanks to the anime and stuff, which I've watched the first 3 episodes of that, by the way, pretty solid. John,
I'm 7 episodes deep.
Yeah, first 3 for me, really enjoying it. Looking forward to watching more. But no, I'm happy to see this. I'm happy to see the comeback story.
Red finally getting that win, and now it can sort of pat itself on the back. It's like, whew! Wasn't a complete dumpster fire.
Yep. I mean,
it was. They just learned how to put it out.
Yeah. They figured it out. That's the main thing. They figured it out, which is good. Cyberpunk, of course, is on our official Gamesthetic list of 50 video games you absolutely need to play. So there you go. We recommend it 100%. Or at least I'm the one that put that on the list.
I will be playing it again soon.
There you go. All right, got multiple little tidbits in Nintendo news. First off, shout out to happy birthday Nintendo, 133 years old. They've come a long way from appliances and sex hotels. So definitely shout out to that. We also getting the first teaser trailer for the Mario movie coming in October at New York Comic Con. So we get to see how Chris Pratt sounds as Mario. So it'd be funny.
I didn't realize that movie got moved back from holidays to like April of next year.
Yeah, that was announced a little while ago, and then they just further confirmed it in the direct here recently. Apparently, Detective Pikachu Stew is Detective Pikachu 2, not Stew. Apparently, is still happening and nearing its release, according to the developer. I'll believe it when I see it. This game, I think, was announced like it's not as like a Pikmin situation where it was from 2015, but it's kind of like Pokemon Sleep, where they announced it and then it just disappeared. Which I'm convinced Pokemon Sleep is not a thing.
It took that long for him to hog tie Danny DeVito and sit him in front of a recording booth.
True. Then also, some more little tidbit news that a new Nintendo console on the way. The Tegra chip that was previously in the NVIDIA leaks that we had earlier, it was referenced in those leaks, but there was no actual thing saying like, oh, this Tegra chip does exist. It was confirmed by a NVIDIA employee just like in passing after talking about the 40 series that was announced. I'll go over that here in a sec as well, where they did specify the Tegra chip is something that they're also working on, and it's going to be able to support this and this. So further kind of adds fuel to the fire that is what's going to be in the Nintendo console, since it was all part of that original leak. So that's going to be something to take a look at there. And then also, some specs for it's like Tegra chip, 8-core processor, DLSS 2.2, and ray tracing, of course. I'm the one who leaked GTA 6. Good for you, Pot Tuber Hacker. Shout out to you, man. And then some NVIDIA news here. We did. Lost my script. Go back. There we go. Got it. We had the 40 series was finally announced. 4090 launching next month on the 12th for $1,600. All right. And that thing is a literal brick, like a literal brick. So.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures of it. That thing you could kill a man with.
Yeah, that thing is massive. It's like unbelievably huge.
It's just like unnecessarily big.
True.
Like you got to double the size of your tower again just for that sucker.
Yep. We also have the 4080 12 gigabyte launched in November for $900, and the 4080 16 gigabyte in November for $1,200. And also kind of keep an eye on this because you should start to see the 30 series prices start to kind of level out. They've already kind of started where you're starting to actually see them start to kind of come back into stock at like normal price. So just if you're waiting on an upgrade and you're still in the 20 series or something, you want to try to get something in the 30 series, keep an eye on that because prices should start to level out here in the near future. And the last thing that we have for the day, EA confirms they're working on an Iron Man game, third-person action adventure. Cool. But I was kind of curious, what are you guys' most anticipated Marvel title coming? Because we actually, we've gotten so much stuff announced from, obviously we already knew Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, the EA Black Panther, now the EA Iron Man, Skydance Media Captain America and Black Panther, Midnight Suns, and a potential Guardian sequel. I was kind of just curious, what were you guys' most anticipated Marvel title coming out?
Sons.
That's fair. For me, it's just Spider-Man 2, man. I love Spider-Man so much.
I mean, I don't know. It's like I'll play Spider-Man 2. I'll play Midnight Suns. It's like those are guaranteed plays for me.
So pretty much everything we actually have stuff about. We will wait till we hear more about anything else before we say
Yeah,
it.
it's like the other ones. I mean, we don't know anything about other than the fact that they're making them. So.
And then the
It's like,
Skydance one's going to be multiplayer.
Yeah, it's like I find it. I find it hard to get like super excited for a lot of games, especially before seeing them. Because it's like the last thing I want to do is get excited for a game, then finally start showing stuff on it, and me go, oh, that's not what I was hoping for.
Sorry, I was distracted. Throwing some timeouts out, throwing some bans, ban hammer.
Alrighty.
But yeah, Spider-Man 2 for me. After that, I'm actually really excited for Midnight Suns, and I will say I am pretty damn excited for the potential of a Guardians of the Galaxy sequel. I hope that happens. I really enjoyed the first one, so I hope that comes. I hope that's something we can look forward to. But anyway, that pretty much show went a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought we would actually be under an hour today, but here we are. Made it out.
We can ramble about anything.
That is true.
We really can.
That is one of our specialties. But again, next week the boys will hold the showdown. I will not be here next week or the week after. And the week after, we'll see if you guys do an episode. It's totally up to you guys. I do not care. I will be doing my own thing. So, but yeah, if you guys do the show though, if you just want to do it over Discord, I'll pop in if I've got time and just say hi. But yeah, there will be a show next week for sure. The week after, we'll see. I won't be here for either one though. I also won't be here for the week after's Terrible Football Show. Zach will kick that show off, and then all the boys will over at a Terrible Football Show will hold that one down and put on a great show. So make sure to go check that out as well. Terrible Football Show, AniMan Plus will be on a break the week after. We got one more episode we'll record, and then we'll go on a break. Which next AniMan Plus episode, a lot of finales for this summer season. A lot of finales. Look forward to that. Boys, last thoughts? Anything from this that we chat about here today that you want to follow up on, or should I go ahead and hit the music?
No, I think I'm good.
Not something we chatted about, but I've been recently doing a second playthrough of Celeste Crown of the Magister, and just wanted to shout out that their next set of DLC or update, and that is was announced for November 14th, which will add the Bard, Warlock, and Monk classes, as well as several new backgrounds for characters, and some more features coming to the Dungeon Maker. So,
Dang, that's actually quite a bit.
Anybody that has played that or has played Celeste or looking into it, big update coming in November.
Nice. Anything else or music time? We good to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's all I had.
Music's playing. Last thoughts, boys.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe and help us out. And you could also actually check out the Gamesthetic YouTube and let us do something with that. Thank you. Bye.
Yep, make sure to do everything he said. And if you made it to the end of this, or you're watching it at a later time, come check us out. We stream on Saturdays around 6 p.m. Central Time, somewhere around there. So come check us out then.
Make sure you also check us out on our website, SparkE3.com. You can sign up for free. It's not $5 a month. We definitely appreciate that. Join the Discord. Check out the merch store, all that stuff. Sponsors, keep an eye out for Rogue Energy, for example, launching their cans soon. You can use the referral link down below and use promo code SparkE3 for 10% off when they launch the cans. Really excited to see what they got cooking in that regard. I'm going to miss the show for a couple weeks. I'm going to miss you boys. Like I said, I may pop in if I've got time. We'll see. I'll try. I would like to come in to say, hey, how's it going, guys? But we'll see if I've got time. Either way, I'll be back in a couple weeks. Like I said, show next week. Next week after that, we'll see. They'll decide. Till next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.